use it this time. What drug? Nigga using cologne. Yeah, hurry up. Well, shit. He using mouthwash again for the fuck? We can talk, my boy. When you gonna brush your teeth, my nigga?
Real shit. I brush my teeth every day, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? You mouthwash.
That ain't gonna do it, twin. You spraying Jimmy Choo cologne, fresh as hell. You brush smell like ass, gang. Like that ain't gonna work.
But hold on, fam. How the fuck y'all boy talking, though?
This shit finna make me crash the fuck out for real, bro.
Calm down, twin.
Last time I used you, fam, my ass started bleeding, fam.
You know what that mean, though, right?
What?
Bro, you don't brush your goddamn teeth, gang. This should not be bleeding. That ain't regular.
Hurry up.
Fam, I'ma just use y'all boy tomorrow, fam.
Right? Like, the same shit yesterday, but you picked up the mouthwash. You walked your happy ass up out of here.
The other day, $100.
Why he using the mouthwash first, gang?
I think he go mouthwash first, then he break, then he mouthwash again.
Yeah, they 3 now.
Yeah, he smell it.
Right. That nigga not gonna brush his teeth. Go ahead and squeeze me one time. Come on, twin.
And then we're finna blow me. I know you finna go down that bit and smoke, fam.
Think about it, twin. We never had to beg a nigga to use us.
He had an electric on toothbrush. You don't need to use his ass, twin. And that nigga do the work for him.
So what you think it is? You think he's just lazy?
Nigga just lazy. And your tongue white as fuck. The back of his head, like, you can use that as like a tongue brusher to look that motherfucker upside down. See, you wouldn't know that because you don't be using this. Just squeeze me on the twin. It's gonna be quick, bro.
See, how about y'all just hop in this drawer and I see y'all tomorrow?
See, we knew you was about to smoke, nigga.
Yeah. See, that's your problem. If you go mouthwash, then you go Terps.
Don't like Terps and booty, twin.
What up, family? How's everybody doing today? Gifted, highly favored, and loved, right? What's the goal for the day, y'all? What's the goal every day? Man, in here, man.
What's up with you, man? In a minute, boy.
Yes,
how you been doing, man?
Yes, highly favored and loved.
Bless, man. What's happening, man? My boy.
Boy, it's smelling good and everything. God, that's somebody to smile. And make sure you smile, y'all. Big facts. The problem today is women listening to other women, women being raised by their mothers. And this goes for boys as well.
Stuck because I've been single.
So who was telling you that you needed to wait?
My mom, my friends, my aunt.
What is your mother's husband? What did it say?
She doesn't have one, but
look at the mama. The mama, 9 times out of 10, that's the root cause right there.
Real shit. What? See what I mean? That's fentanyl.
I say this over and over. It's more spiritual than what people think. And people carry their hatred, their bitterness around with them. I had to give my friend an example because he was dealing with a situation where he was dealing with a female, and I'm trying to get him to understand, to overstand his relationship and what he was dealing with. And she was abusive verbally, she was abusive physically. But he didn't want to listen. Why? Because his emotions was attached. Logically he knew, but he was attached emotionally. That's how the stronghold gets you. Long story short, now he's dealing with the court system. Got an ankle monitor. Why? Because he was dealing with the devil. Understand, ladies, to overstand. Anyone triggered by their emotions is a walking possession. Anybody that carries burdens along with them is a walking possession.
What did you say, nigga?
Ooh.
So, just like in movies, right? An exorcism movie or a scary movie that they have a haunted house, understand to overstand what they're telling you. They are literally telling you the spirit that's in that household is within you, and it's because of you. Notice how when you watch those movies, they try to move to another house. And what happens? It follows them.
Tell me your 6 names! We are the ones who dwell within. Honey, who shut your head, but told you Queen Hobby Tobbit in the road. And I taste of paraffin and you die. And I am Lucifer, the devil in the flesh.
That's because it's always in you. You have to change within yourself. And a lot of y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all put a band-aid on your wound and y'all continue to try to move on instead of actually fixing the problem, which is you. You are what you attract. I say this over and over to ladies. You are what you attract. And I also say it to men as well. There's too many men that's being raised by women. And then y'all complain about him being soft, feminine, emotional. Where do you think that come from?
Look at the mama. The mama, 9 times out of 10, that's the root cause right there.
What has it been like to be your man? It's better to be your son.
Probably, yeah.
That's a damn shame. Which is why son husbands become ineffectual men. The boy has a brand new car that he can't pay for. He's got a part-time job, and I asked him, does he have a girlfriend? Because if he's got a girlfriend, he needs to have a job. Mm-hmm. Is he an allowance?
Yes. I have a joint account with him. So.
Ma'am,
yes.
Coaching, counseling, now.
Okay.
A boy must work for what he gets. He's got a car he can't pay for. He's got an allowance and a job. You're making him a wuss. It's not your intent. But since we're down here, how much of an allowance does he get on a monthly basis?
So...
Go ahead and tell the truth, man. I'm gonna get to it anyway.
Besides his paycheck, I have... How much
allowance does he get a month?
All of it doesn't go to his checking though. It's $1,000 a month. $400 goes to checking.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. What do you mean?
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Look at the mama. It's sad in these streets because ladies don't want to listen. They never have. They can never be pleased or satisfied. That's all the works from within yourself that you got to be doing. You can't look for another man to fix your problems. Because if he tried to fix your problems, that spirit that's in you, that Jezebel Delilah spirit, it comes out. And when that comes out mentally, again, it's all mental. You become a narcissist. And if you're weak-minded, you're going to always give into your flesh. And if that passes on to the man, what do you think is going to happen? Y'all ladies got to get to this understanding because y'all deal with these men and it's all good in the beginning, but then all of a sudden, oh, he cheated. Oh, he got another kid. Well, why is that? Because I know you're not perfect. And it clearly shows that you didn't work on yourself. You don't know how to control your emotions. Y'all got to understand this. It's so spiritual. It can easily be bounced onto the man if he's weak-minded. because he's not at this understanding. This is the problem. No one is teaching nobody about emotions. And that's where the devil lies, within yourself. There's so many families that broke up because of this situation. And that's why I was telling my homeboy, bro, that's not good. You need to get out of there. There was one point where I was talking to him and he was going crazy. He was like, man, I want to do this and that to myself. And I'm like, that's not good. You literally let that demon bounce off of her onto you because you're still weak-minded. And then a man will go out there and do something that he's not supposed to do. A lot of times men do that again because ladies are not at this understanding that they don't know how to take in the truth. Because they still get triggered by their emotions. They still thinking emotionally and not logically. A man is a man. He's here to procreate. You're here to be a helpmeet to a man. Help him along the way. What is wrong with that? Put aside your emotions.
They're quite chaotic. I think women be cultivating relationships that are explosive and emotional and reactive and exhausting, and they're exhausting themselves. And then they leave their man when they see that their man is a direct reflection of them now.
Yep.
They're emotional, they don't know where to go, X, Y, and Z, where to lead, how to lead.
Who
now they
sent me
don't
this
even
video?
know what love is anymore. They got into this relationship having a pretty good standard of what it is, but now they're questioning, like, you done said so many times to him you don't love me, that now he's questioning, do he? Because this ain't peaceful. And then you feel rejected. You're abandoning me. It's just, this is why men, like, they have to be so careful with identifying themselves and their woman's emotions, because they will become as good as her emotional state. Become very passive and avoidant and stay in a corner as far away from you. But because he loves you, he stays there. He's there, but he can't ever be present because he's in constant fight or flight mode every time he's present, because he never knows what he's going to get from you emotionally, right? So he's got to protect himself. And when he protects himself, he's the weakest version of himself. When he's protecting himself from his own woman. When there's peace and emotions are calm, when he's with a woman who can control her emotions, she can feel something, not give in to that. She doesn't manipulate to feel loved. She has a secure attachment style. He's present. He's giving. He's safe. And then they connect, and she gets everything she actually really wants, which is his presence, his time, his love, his energy. She gets all of that naturally because she's secure in herself, that he loves her, and he keeps loving her because he chose to commit.
I can't tell if women are saying they are the table because they really believe that, or they really just don't know what to bring to the table. But what I was taught a woman is supposed to bring to the table is, number one, respect. Number two, an open mind. Number three, the ability to be taught and to be led. Number three, assistance, support. Number four, a good attitude. Be happy, be loving, be warm, be vulnerable. Okay? And then you're supposed to bring questions if you have them. Okay? Be authentic, be selfless, be ready to give. Okay? Don't be looking for what you could take. Give as much as you can as a woman. Okay? And then everything that you gather from all of that, teach it to your children. Be prepared to teach those kids. Somebody once said to me, don't have children if you're not prepared to teach them what you've learned. That hit deep for me.
So what does he do? He's still going to do what is in him by nature. And he's going to seek someone else out, especially if he is weak-minded and he's given into his flesh. I hear over and over how ladies think they're so perfect, but yet when you talk to them, they don't know how to listen. They talk over you. They think they know everything. These are all the signs. Pay attention. Nose ring, fingernails, lashes, hair color, cut off the hair. These are all signs. Tattoos. they're damaged. But they say they've been healed because they went to see a therapist. I went to a therapist with my ex, and I told her clearly, I'm going to be the one teaching her. When I got there, she's younger than me. She didn't know nothing. But she took sides, and she took sides of my ex. That's how it goes. Wow, she's a woman that clearly don't know nothing about emotions. She wasn't taught this. And this is what they don't teach in school. You gotta have this, logic. This is what God gave us. Logic, your spider senses. So you don't get deceived. You can see through the BS. Because this world is going against the Most High. So everything is always going to be in reverse. So you got to have logic to see this. So that way you can avoid situations. That's where Final Destination comes into play. A chosen one that can see. Therefore can avoid death. Because it's always going to come at you. It's always going to come. But you got to be at this understanding. It's levels to this shit, y'all. Oh my gosh. There's not so many bad men. It's the women not being raised right.
Trying to get worldly women to submit to you, and that's why it's not working. I mean, a wife that submits to her husband is actually just submitted to the Lord. A lot of you guys are chasing after money because you believe you'll get submission that way. But when a woman truly has a reverence for God, truly fears the Lord, and wants to walk in obedience with God, she'll submit to her husband because she respects God's order and design of things. See, it's a choice to submit. It's not natural. Actually, our nature is to rebel. So the reason why you have a rebellious woman is because she's living in her nature, she's living in flesh, she's living in sin. But a woman who has died to that and has been born again and raised up by the Lord, she will be submissive because she respects God. And a woman that respects God first will respect her husband. Submission is a choice. Everyone chooses to submit. You're choosing to submit to God. You're choosing to follow God every day. God has given us that free will. And so a lot of human nature chooses not to have an upper authority, but that Satan has convinced us that our freedom is to rebel and not to submit to an upper authority. So your woman is doing what human beings do. And then you're trying to get her to do something where she doesn't even respect God. A woman that says, I don't want to submit to the Bible and all these rules, and then you want her to submit to you? She don't even follow a rule book. She can't read the Bible without getting in her emotions and feeling like it's oppression. So why would she submit to you? She would feel oppressed doing so. A lot of these men are searching for heavenly wisdom, heavenly discipline from a woman in the world. You are attracting women that serve two gods, that have Christian quotes in her bio, but also eat at the table with demons. She at the club getting drunk till 3 a.m.
Because none of us was taught this. Do you really think your mother was taught this? She literally went through the same BS. But then she's going to raise you to be strong and independent. And again, the roles are switched to where women are men and men are becoming women. Y'all want y'all job, y'all career. That's supposed to be a man. Help that man get to that point. And this is, again, monogamy. It's teaching y'all selfishness. And then you got your mothers that's going to sit there and stamp that onto you. Don't trust a man. Why? Because she went through the same thing. Because she was never at this understanding, y'all. There's nothing wrong with bringing another woman in to help out. Therefore, he wouldn't be cheating.
What women do you have?
I have multiple women. I'm a polygynous man, so I have multiple wives.
Wives, not girlfriends.
And I just ain't with that. I'm trying to grow empire. And me, my workload, how many children I got, everything that I'm doing, and just the God in me. One woman just ain't for me. And I'm not knocking nobody that's into monogamy. I just ain't never been with one woman. I don't see myself being with one woman, and I just don't want to be with one woman. I'm building an empire, and it's going to take multiple divine goddesses to help me get that done. You know, you have concubine, then you have a woman that you're courting, then you have a wife. All of them respect you. All of them help out with the household, and all of them are there to help you with the vision. The man have the vision. So it's up to the man to do the P's. I'm talking about providing protection and being proactive. That's what all men have to come with, those necessities, and he have to produce. In order to get all this done, this is going to take all his energy, time, and focus. So if you away, you're working being the man, then who is at home raising the seed? So that's what women come in for. Feminine aspect, she come in and say, okay, this is a house, but I'm gonna make this motherfucker a home.
Tell us the truth!
Off. And my ex-wife lived in my house. I live, my wife lives, our 4 children lives, and my ex-wife lives.
Not normal.
Yeah.
But it works for us
and it's,
very well.
And it's awesome. I don't know, I mean, and if you had asked me that, 15 years ago, or even 10 years ago, I'd have been like, nah, but it runs so smoothly, it's crazy.
It's very odd. But with his work schedule and never knowing what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, where he's gonna have to be.
I mean, last year I was out of the country for like 7 months or something.
Davis was born, and when Davis hit 2 months, he was in Australia, France, South Africa, Atlanta. He was gone for like 5.5. If Tracy hadn't been here, I would have died or killed one of my kids. I don't know, whichever one came first. There was no way I would have made it through that time without her help at all. It just would not have happened.
And you have help, but a lot of y'all too damn selfish to even see the vision. Helping that man get to where he needs to be to take care of the family and have structure, because y'all need that in y'all life. Clearly, y'all out of control.
And I'm single for Valentine's Day because a nigga thought that he gonna buy me whatever he wanted to buy me, and not what the fuck I want. Fuck a nigga. I'm single for Valentine's Day because fuck these niggas. Oh shit. My bad, y'all. I'm single for Valentine's Day because it's just fuck nigga, period. I'm single for Valentine's Day because I'm a hoe and I be selling it. If you couldn't reach out to your daddy at any given time, your mama was a bitter bitch. If you do not know all your daddy fucking phone numbers from childhood, your mama was a bitter bitch. If you did not have complete access to your daddy at any given fucking time, your mama was a bitter bitch. If your daddy had to go to court to get you and have quality time with you, your mama was a bitter bitch. If your mama told you your daddy couldn't pick you up, that means your mama was a bitter bitch. There is a list of things that y'all need to pay attention to that your mama may or may now be a bitter bitch. There is no reason that you should have to go through your mama or your daddy to talk to your other fucking parent, okay? You should be able to pick up the house phone, their cell phone, and call your daddy. If your mama get mad when you talk to your daddy, she jealous of the fucking relationship. If you do not have a relationship with your daddy side of the family, your mama was a bitter bitch. Come on, hoes, let's argue about it, bitch. You know I'm right.
And you help out. So many women got besties that's girls, and they 304s. You are what you attract, so that same energy you're gonna have in your friends. That pair bond, that stronghold, is gonna be there, and it's always gonna be manipulating you. Girl, you wrong. Don't do that. Nah, he this and that. Who you think that is? That's the devil.
Matt and I have actually been dating. You say you're swinging someone else. We're not. Don't cry. Don't tell me that. But you swing. Yes. But we're not swingers. We're not swingers. Yeah. We're not swingers. Matt and I have been dating a woman, and what? As a sister wife. As a sister wife. Oh. Hell no. What? I don't get it. I don't know what you're saying to me. I don't know either. What's she saying? So essentially Matt has a second, he has a girlfriend or a second wife. You're signing up to be, you and Matt. Sister wife, like a TV. You and Matt are married. You got yes. Yes. You and Matt are married.
Clearly, this is why you're supposed to keep things within your household. You don't invite other people in your house. That's how you let the devil in. Especially if you already weak. What do you think is going to happen? Men have needs. Most of the time, one woman can't fulfill that. So you will need help. Bring her in. You can seek her out. Bring her in and help out. Don't be selfish with that man. Understand what kind of man you have.
Shout out to one of the lady saints comes in. She asks, my man deserves more than one woman. How do I recruit another woman? This is very important. And let me make sure I say this loudly so this can be heard throughout my home right now. Because I want you ladies to know that you absolutely should. One, for the women watching, if you have a man that you love and respect, there is no doubt that if he is a great man, and I would hope that you would be with a great man, you'd be a fool not to. You should better take your chances. But if you're with a great man, it is good for all of us that he procreates and he has as many children and as much influence as possible, and you are key to that empire. So you should produce as many children. You should make sure that you can bring as many women into the kingdom and produce as many children as he can support. So I appreciate you sharing that. And I always say that we need more good people. We need more good people. So my highest respect to this woman. That's number one. Now, number two, in terms of, and I know you didn't ask all this, but I'm going to elaborate. So often it is thought that a man may want a second wife or a third wife for the purpose for carnal pleasures. But the truth is, especially say you have a man who's productive, and certainly he should be, he would probably want a second, third wife also for you, the first wife, which is to say for your company, so you have someone to be around with and socialize. Because here's the truth, if you have a great man, he's purpose driven, he's goal driven, and you're not the goal, you're not the purpose. And so he's working and he's tied up a lot, and you need social fullness in your life. And so another woman is an addition to the family and the fullness of the family, and it colors your social life. Also for me, I don't like my lady to go to the grocery store by herself. Do I want to go? Hell no, I don't want to go to the grocery store. Absolutely not. I might go every now and then, but I don't want to be there at all. So it would be great. You have two wives. They go to the grocery store. They're safer. They're cared for. They're going to be more efficient. They can have fun and socialize as they do it. So there are so many values to that. Anyways, here's the answer to your question. You should ask yourself, what are the things that you enjoy doing? What are the halls of power and the places that are upscale and you need to go and make friends? And the first litmus test of should I bring this woman into my family is you as a woman, as an existing wife. Do I respect her? Like, is this a woman who dresses modestly? Is she intelligent? Is she a value add? Does she have the intellectual and personality faculty? So do I like her as a woman to woman? Can I respect her? Do I want to bring her into the family? Is she going to lift us up? And then the second piece is, are we forming a bond? Like, are we forming friendship? Okay, great. Is she single? Does she meet the qualifications? Is she within the ideal range? Preferably, age 18 to 25. If she may be 18 to 24, this is ideal. That's perfect. And she may be 30, maybe 35. But ideally, it would be 18 to 24 for the purpose of birthing children, many children. And then share the idea. Once you build rapport with her, share about your man. You should be speaking of your man highly. A woman who has a good man, he's always on the tip of her tongue anyways, because he is the core of her life. So much of what she talks about will relate to her man. It's kind of hard for her not to mention him. And so in sharing about your man, eventually you should say, hey, my man would like to expand our family. And if you'd be interested, I'll make an introduction. It's that simple. And keep it going. And maybe it's the case that before that you might have your man around her so she can experience him and see what she thinks, and you can make your assessment if you want to make the pitch. But the easiest and the best way is for it to come from the woman. That's the easiest and the best way. And it's only going to be a woman who is rational, secure, and hardworking, and truly worthwhile. That is of the high quality where she'll be in a marriage with another woman. because, meaning there's another woman in the marriage, because it's the dishonest, unruly, low quality, low grade women, jealous ones with base qualities, and I mean base in a bad way, that don't want to be in that structure, which is a natural structure, and it's because they don't want to compete. Why don't they want to compete? Because they know that they're a pain in the ass. They know that they're unpleasant. They know that they're lose. They're going to be neglected is what they feel, because they know that they are not worthwhile. But a woman who's worthwhile, oh, this is going to be great. I have another woman that I respect as a good friend, and she will add to my life. It'll make our workload easier. Like, for example, I have an 8,000 square foot house. Do you think it's fair for one woman to try to an 8,000 square foot house clean? No, it's almost impossible, to be honest with you. There's always going to be dust somewhere. It's just too big. So it just makes sense. The more you're scaling up your lifestyle, your empire, having more people within the family, strong families, is just common sense. It's been common sense since time immemorial. Only today, in wicked society that we're in the hells of North America, where they want your family small, weak, and disunited, do they pitch you on these faulty matriarchal structures that leave you in a bad situation. It's because the government wants you dependent on them instead of dependent on your family. I'd rather depend on my family. Thank you to the young lady for asking that question. I'll just give you some specific examples. Like, if you're a woman and you like going to cooking classes, you meet some qualified women in there. If you go to galas, you'll meet some women in there. If you go to the opera, to the theater, you'll meet some women who went there, they were solo, or it was a group of girls in there. There are certain activities and interests that are female focused and they're upscale, where you'll meet women, form friendship first, and then you can make the introduction, because there are a lot of women who are worthwhile women, but they cannot find qualified men because a lot of men are slackers. Full stop. Those are the facts.
Because the Most High is watching all of us. And I promise you, men have a purpose, and you never know who God is watching over. But a lot of y'all take the emotional route, and y'all let that devil mess up your covenant, mess up your household. And you made an emotional decision. Most of y'all go on to another man, when clearly polygamy was a sin. Women are not supposed to be doing that. It's deeper than what y'all think. Y'all are really more spiritual than a man, as far as being effective, because again, we come in y'all. Therefore, if my spirit was in me and I'm in, come in another woman, my spirit is in her. So just think about how many men you already been with. How many spirits is in you? You really are weak-minded, and you can't get stronger unless you start to fast, which is healing yourself, getting closer to the Most High, y'all. And a lot of y'all can't do that. That's another sign right there. You still living in your sinful ways. That's why you can't do it. You can't let go. It's deep, y'all. Again, cheating was for women, not a man. Y'all got to get to this understanding. So many men move on and they get another girl, they have another family or relationship, and they rather just not deal with you or tell you, because again, can't tell y'all the truth. You can't.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Can't handle it. Most men don't know why they're doing it, but it's because they're a man by nature. Look at the animal kingdom. If the man comes in and there's already a cub there, they're gonna kill off that cub. This is how the world's supposed to work. We are supposed to be here to procreate, but we got to get women on the same page, on the same frequency. When you have a woman on the same frequency, it's a beautiful thing. I had to teach my lady this. It's a beautiful thing. Learn about your emotions. You can forgive, but you might not forget. Do you get what I'm saying? This is how you work on yourself and not let emotions overcome your logic. This is where your Christ conscious is, but for a lot of y'all lost this. And y'all just feed this. And then your kids gonna suffer through it because you're not teaching them. They're seeing what you're going through, and they can feel the emotions through you. You ain't even gotta say nothing. They can feel it. I can read people just off bat by looking at them and feeling the energy. You don't think your kids can do the same thing? Y'all been through it. You know. You was young at one point in time. Again, y'all, it's hard out here because, again, the devil is winning. Can't talk to y'all. Never have. It's the same conversation we had 60 years ago. And now it's even worse because feminism came into play. Now women are totally in the man's role. And they don't know how to switch that off. Money can change you. Meaning your job can change you. Been through that. It's crazy. This is the world we live in, y'all. With that being said, have a blessed, highly favored, and loved day. Think about this. It's very important, y'all, because again, your kids are going to suffer through this. Love y'all. Peace.
America is a business, right? America is a place of business. They use religion as a business. The product is God. We have to use religion to create systems to improve our life in multiple areas: money, love, family, purpose, institution development, ownership, business, industries and emerging industries, diamond, gold, printing, books, legal, media, right? So, this is what I'm saying. Like, how do I use Christianity to create this business? How do I use Christianity to have better mental health? How do I use Christianity to create generational wealth? Right? How do I open up the Quran and find ways to become a better man in real time? Okay? So one of those first things is understanding provision, right? And you, when I say you, as a woman, you have to understand your role as a woman. See? So white man, he's slick. He gonna give you the religion and tell you Jesus is your man. Jesus ain't your man. He gonna give you the religion and say Jesus is your husband. Jesus ain't your husband. Jesus dead and gone, bruh. He was a master of a system created to free our people.
That's the best one you're gonna find of it. Which also looks like your boy Jesus hanging in the tree of knowledge. That's your corpus callosum. You see the hood of the cobra? You see how it comes up? This is the serpent right here. This is the hood of the cobra. And then there's the head, okay? And if you look even closer, you can see a man. You see the two legs coming down right there, the arms going out to either side, and the head hanging down right here, okay? Your corpus callosum. That's the serpent in the tree of knowledge. It's the thing that brings the two sides of the brain together. Why? Because Eve was the representation of your emotions, the emotions being affected by the things that you witnessed, which is why she had to get knowledge of good and evil from the tree of knowledge, which corrupted the blood, because once you've decided that something's good or evil, you're now operating from the perspective of God. Only God can decide what's good or bad.
And the people that realized that this system would jeopardize their position of power, the Romans, the Greeks, these European, they're like, nah, we need to snatch this back and remix it and then give them this version so they can be mentally up chasing their tail, waiting for a man in the sky to come someday when a white man said, Monday, I'm ruling the world.
Jesus right there. That's your Mona Lisa right there. Jesus, Mona Lisa, Mona Jesus. Okay, don't play with me like y'all really don't really know who I am, do you? Hey, Jesus, yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. That's your brain stem. That's the thing where all the information comes from. They tell you that they come from the heavens. Okay. They come out of the sky. Okay. Isn't it? Don't you have a hemisphere within you? This is your brainstem. This right here. Same thing that you see here. Same thing that you see here. That's why it's above the pyramid. Isn't this called the pyramid? See the pyramid? All right. Don't you have a left and a right hemisphere?
Okay?
Yes, I believe I know what you are saying.
So as a woman, you need to know that your role is wisdom and balance, right? And you cannot do it without a man. Jesus is not your man, right? And you have to be dependent on your man. So, and let me land the plane. You have to be dependent on your man. And through that dependency, right? Now you have a relationship. You have a need for that man. That man feels needed. What's a man's role? Protector, provider, maintainer. Well, how does he provide? We go to church, but we ain't talking about provision. We get provision from God. So whatever I want to do as a man, as long as it's righteous, as long as it's pleasing to God, I will be granted provision. So if I'm selling ices, right, and I have the intention of taking care of my family, I'm gonna be the best icy selling the planet's ever seen, because God is gonna bless that business. The same way when Jesus was on the beach and he had the basket and the fish, and he's like, yo, we gonna feed all these people? He was like, yo, bro, how we gonna feed these people? Jesus like, chill out, just reach in the basket and just chill. And God kept multiplying the fish in the basket. See, that's provision. So
do you believe in the concept of marriage and it's important?
I got you. I got you, but we don't want to. But let me finish the point, because I don't want to jump. I got to stay on this. I mean, got to land the plane, right? So when you understand your role and you understand my role, and there's a codependency, we have to depend on each other. You cannot lead as a woman. You will never be able to lead as a woman. God does not reveal revelations to you for leadership. He reveals revelations for you to be conducive to the leadership that you are under from your man, right? So God is going to give me the revelation. I'm going to relay it back to you. You going to follow. You going to assist me, and we going to go ride to the sunset, right? And then you also has to understand. So this is what I'm saying about us using religion in a way that empowers our community. So you don't got a bunch of women going to church wearing tight pants, cobwebs on their coochie, right? Nope. Because they so thinking Jesus is their man that they ain't got a man, right? Your role as a woman is wisdom and balance. You're also the multiplier of the money. You multiply the man's money. You protect the man's finances. So there needs to be a financial literacy system created for women, right? So they can understand how to protect the money that they asking the man to give or expecting the man to give to them. Okay. And you was talking about marriage. My bad.
Right. So I've seen other interviews where, you talk about like a wound that you have had due to, not having a real present mother in your life. I didn't talk about that. You have never spoke about having a wound? No, I never did. Or even in your rhyme, like when you was just... I didn't know. See, don't project and don't lie. So let me tell my story, right? I never said I had a wound. I healed myself through my relationship with God. I didn't have no wound. Me not having a mother never affected me. I had an expectation, rightfully so, for the woman who gave me life to love me. She never did. See? So I spent a long part of my life expecting closure from that woman, and she never gave me the closure. Why would you expect closure if you didn't have a wound?
Because you want to understand. You can't tell me about my pain, right? I'm telling you about my pain. You're going to try to tell me what it is? I'm telling you what it is because it's my life, right? So what do you mean? Do you have a mother? You have children? So if you beat your kid, if you leave your kid for dead, you try to kill your kid, you molest your kid, you don't think that kid got a right to say why?
Would it not lead to a wound?
This is what I'm saying. You don't understand, and most people don't. Everybody keeps trying to highlight you're hurt, but allow the person who hurt you, listen what I'm saying, allow the person who hurt you off the hook. Got no wound. I'm confused. Ain't no wound. I'm just like, yo, what the is you doing? Why? I want to know why. Right? I had to deal with the abuse, right? I had to find ways to heal, and I did through God. Okay? So it's very important because people like to put these jackets on black men who go through trauma. And nobody gives a about black men who go through trauma. There's more female pedophiles than men pedophiles. And it's a societal acceptance of female pedophiles. You go on TikTok, you see women twerking in front of babies. Now, if you seen a man shaking his in front of a girl, you would want to, kill him, cancel him, right? It's a double standard, okay? I wanted to know why my mother didn't love me. I wanted to know why. Why did you do this? And when I kept asking and I never got the answer, and I saw that she took pleasure in withholding the answer from me, then I had to forgive her in my way. I had to innovate, I had to make an innovative way to forgive. The energy that I feel is for you. I'm giving it back. Yeah, I'm giving it back. This failed relationship with my mother is not going to affect the relationship I have with women, because a woman, you're not my mother, right? So a woman's, hold on. You're not my mother. You're a woman, and a mother's love is different from a woman's love. They're both equally powerful, but there's different. One is we're talking about femininity versus maternal, right? We're talking about feminine love versus maternal love, right? A mother's love versus a woman's love. It's different. And as I grew older and I gained experience, I started to understand the difference. And because I learned to love myself, that opened the door for other people to love me. See? And I didn't care about what my mother did or didn't do for me. And I stopped allowing myself as a victim be more concerned with the victimizer's issues versus my own personal issues. And when people tried to make me feel like, because I'm a black man, right? Because we deal with systemic racism, because white men want black men to be dead and gone. I as a victim, now I can't be mad because I was victimized by my moms. Now I can't have no type of feelings, damn bro, you got woman issues, you got mommy issues. It's like, god damn. But if you was molested by your father,
I will admit that I probably have daddy issues. Because some trauma is like that, and wounds happen.
But as a woman, your daddy issues is received differently from a man with mommy issues. And that's just the reality of it. That's diabolical. See? So once I learned that and I couldn't get the empathy that I needed to leverage to heal, I stopped looking for people to help me heal, and I internalized it and went to God, and God gave me a way to heal myself, and that's how I healed myself. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what in your mind is, I know you explained the role of a woman, but how do you contribute that, or how do you contribute into that, right? When, for example, right now you told me, what the are you talking about when you're referencing to a woman, right? Mm-hmm. You speak of God. So if you speak of God and you're honoring God, and you're supposed to be an honorable man, why are there certain references to the way that you speak of women or towards women?
Stop reaching, gang. You reaching.
Yeah, okay.
That's corny. Listen, let me tell you something. Women don't like to be held accountable. I'm not Gandhi. I'm gonna curse. Out of here. People, I'm gonna curse. Give a this is how I talk, right? So, you know, so again, that's that way of trying to people to, you know, put you in some type of a box to where you can't speak truth unapologetically, right? We're going through in our culture, and a lot of it is because of the women. So white men learn to control black women and use them as a pawn on the chessboard of life. It's been happening since slavery, okay? So this goes back to a point of what I was saying earlier, right? With the slave consciousness, right? When you think of Willie Lynch letter, right? The government, Section 8, redlining, incentivized family destruction tactics, right? The slave masters said, why would we you give birth to the baby, right? So if I make you smoke crack, I make you do meth while you pregnant, I make you sniff heroin, I make you drink, what the baby gonna come up looking like? Yeah. If I
she's mad.
Strip the man that you're supposed to depend on of his dignity, his freedom, his power, his masculinity, I pull his pants down and have 30 white men him in the ass in front of you. How do you like get the out of here? And if I strip him of his way to provide for himself and masculate you and feminize him, I control you for generations forever. The women are the key. And only wise black women who understand, they don't take offense to that. They take accountability and stop allowing themselves to be used as a pawn on the chessboard. When Section 8 came around, what happened before Section 8? The government took all the factory jobs. They removed trades out of schools, right? Black men couldn't be in work. This didn't just happen out of nowhere, right? It was designed this way, okay? And then what they did, they gave the black woman welfare and said, look, check it out. If you want this, he can't be in the house. Yeah, that was a real thing. But they didn't go to the white farmer wife. They didn't go to the trailer park trash white and be like, yo, he gotta leave. They allowed the white men to stay in the home and receive subsidy from the government, but pushed the black men out of the homes. And they created a spirit of distrust, disdain for black men in the spirits of the woman. So now it's like it's a deadbeat daddy. He's leaving the kid. He ain't leaving the kid. He leaving you. And the kid is just collateral damage. And then the government is working around, you know, to make sure that you empower, you in control, child support, whatever, domestic violence, whatever tool you can use to make that man feel unempowered, then we're going to give you that. The greatest soldier in the white man's army is the black woman. And when she understands that, she changes the game. and she stops allowing herself to be used, she doesn't take the incentives that the government gives her. You. Your money. I'm going with my man. And my man is going with God. And you look at that man, and that black woman look at that man and say, baby, I got you. Them, we doing this together. And he's like, yeah, baby, I got it. But you can't do that without wisdom and balance. You can't do that without God, right? That's why I'm saying having religion and having the tools for liberation and family development, you know what I mean, in the religion, right? And then teaching our women the 3 phases of love. These is all African belief systems. The first phase of love is informative, right? Because your role is wisdom and balance. So you're informing that man that, yo, baby, you go to God, we lit. You gonna get a PPE loan every time you pray. But how do you pray, right? Yo, baby, you pray with your actions. Your actions become the prayer. And the results you receive based upon the actions you take is the answer to your prayer. So you're giving that man that wisdom. This is religion, huh? Then the second phase of love, it's unconditional, because now you have empathy, you have patience. As a woman, you're a nurturer, right? And you have a period of unconditional love long enough for the man to be receptive to the informative love, internalize it, and then apply it and get the provision. And then now you have the last phase of love, which is tough love, which is accountability, but you have an expectation for you have a preparation for your expectations.
Okay.
See?
So you speak of women being accountable. How are men held accountable?
I just held both of them accountable, and this is the problem with our women. See, the white man, he got a chip in all y'all head. Y'all wrong. And it's not your fault, but you was used. I don't give birth to a baby. I can't give a baby birth. I can't do it. You see? So if he gets you, he get us. That's it.
Women, not the child.
Yeah. What
about when they have the option to co-parent but choose not to?
You can't co-parent. This concept is destructive.
I don't believe in it either.
Listen what I'm saying.
But you don't have to be fully absent either.
You can't co-parent. He leaving the woman because the woman acting like a she's dragging him. She's playing games with the kid. We see it on the internet all the time. She playing games. He got visitation rights. He can't see the kid. She's stringing him on for money. It's all types of these bras be doing. And the kids are collateral damage. And because you got the government with their hand on it, you don't care. But you that kid life up. You cannot raise a child by yourself. You can only maintain a child by yourself. The government knows that. So they give you money to maintain the child and remove the father so you can't raise the child. And if you knew the ingredients for child development, you would never allow that baby daddy to go nowhere. You give a you ain't going nowhere. We together until this baby is all the way together. That. Know what I'm saying? And then when God is a part of it, because we humans, you heard? God takes precedence over all this. He will remove those spirits of narcissism. He will remove those spirits of ego. He will remove those spirits of lust and disdain. Huh? He will remove those and then revitalize you, reform you. Now you look at your baby daddy different. He's looking at you different. Y'all looking at each other different, right? And then now we parenting.
So let's speak about the prison system, which really.
But let's not jump, right?
No, because people. This goes hand in hand.
No,
right?
listen. No, it goes back. Hold on. It goes back to what I'm saying, though. All this is about maintaining white supremacy. This is all racism. This is tactics. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's these white fault. See? So you have to understand how this white person is using you to destroy me, to destroy us. Because essentially the man gotta go, right? But if he only attacks the man, the woman gonna be like, So let me get the woman to get to the man to get both of y'all.
I see your point.
Right? So look at these women. They got all these jobs. They got all this money, right? You ain't got no man. You ain't happy. You dying. Bro. You ain't creating no generational wealth. You're not married, or you get married, you get divorced. Now you got this auntie culture. Who the Now you think because you 50 years old, you got your butt done, it's cool to have sex with young men 30 years younger than you? You see the point what these white is doing to us? You don't see no white aunties being promoted like that. You see black women What you think that is? They figure out ways to destroy the family structure. You don't see no Chinese aunties, huh? You don't see no Jewish aunties. You see Latinos and blacks, huh? So it's all racism, you heard? And we can't get no type of a, defense because we're conditioned, goes back to slave consciousness, right? We're conditioned to accept whatever these white motherfuckers throw at us. So it's important for us to understand that they're throwing at us. And stop swinging at the they throw at us and stop going for the crumbs they give us. We are gods and goddesses. The most beautiful woman on the planet is the black woman. We wrote the book on black love as men to women. So when chicks be hitting this goddess, the black man invented the word goddess. Yeah, go do your homework. When you listening, you check. She be like, yo, I'm a queen. The black man invented the word queen.
Amani said, I'm listening.
We invented the word, right? Because we love black women. We love our women. White men hate everybody, even his women. You see? So when we understand what these did to us and how they do it and why they do it, we can defend against it. You see?
Okay. I hear you.
And not loving the mindset that the white man gave you doesn't mean that you're evil. And being aware that he's trying to get you to buy into a mindset that will kill me and kill you, kill us, and kill our family doesn't make you the enemy. It makes you aware how the enemy is using you to destroy us. And you cannot get confused with my tonality because it's frustrating. Black men, we tired, we frustrated. We like, damn, y'all don't love me? This muscle, huh? This mind, this spirit, my ability to innovate and create. Do you know who I am? Yeah. It's diabolical for us to be looked at. It ain't crazy. No, it is crazy. Listen, it is crazy because you don't understand. It's my genetic superiority. That's why my is so big. That's why these white fear us, our ability to procreate. We are genetically superior. So how you look at me like I'm losing his mind? We black men, we fed the up. So when you hear that, we frustrated and we looking at you, the ones who are woke, like, girl, he using you to get me. Stop. Don't take his money. The money I'm gonna get from God gonna be more than the white man gonna give you. Yeah, and if you play your role, we gonna multiply the money times 1,000,000. You see? You gotta love me. This system. You heard? This baddie. Out of here, man. Yeah, man. Rejecting and rebuking the slave consciousness is what I'm basically getting at. Yeah.